Well, I made some predictions, and after hearing the news, I think it was yesterday, or in this case, a couple days ago, my prediction just got straight up tanked. I'll go over what the news is next. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of NASCAR Hot Tech. As always, Elijah Linder, the host of the show. And just a couple days ago, there was some big news that just came out, that had come out just a couple days ago. I think it was on October 28th. And it involved Kyle Larson. So yes, we are picking back up on Kyle Larson once again. And, there were a lot of speculations saying that Larson was going to go to Hendrick Motorsports, and there was going to be something going on with the fourth car. There was probably going to be a number change from 88 to either 5 or 25, and the news had come out that Larson has been signed to Hendrick Motorsports to drive the 5 car for 2021, which this means that the prediction that I made for Kyle Larson getting signed to Stewart-Haas Racing in the Xfinity Series for next year, that straight up got tanked really bad. And honestly, this is something that I'm kind of shocked about, because if you go back to April, there was a long list of sponsors that had terminated their agreement with Larson at the event of, well, you know, the racial slur. And Chevrolet was on that very long list of agreements that got terminated. So now, I guess, Larson and Chevrolet were able to rebuild this burned bridge, and now everything is fine. So now Larson can drive for Chevy teams again, and Larson, I think, has done a very good job of showing that he genuinely does feel sorry for what he did, and got the help that he needed, and now he's back. And well, come 2021, he'll be back. But now he's with a team that has been mediocre over the years, but they've done really well with Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. William Byron, I think now that he is going to have Rudy Fugle back by his side for next year, I think he's going to do better because of the fact that, because like a lot of the calls, actually, let me rephrase. Part of how a driver wins a race is sometimes the calls that the crew chief makes. So with that, Rudy Fugle is probably one of the best currently in the modern era to ever go to victory lane, with drivers like Byron in the past, and also Christopher Bell to add on. And I think he'll be able to do it again with Byron in the Cup Series. But the only thing is, Rudy Fugle, from as far as I know, has only been a crew chief in the the trucks. So now he's going up to Cup, and that's probably going to be a little bit more difficult. But hey, a crew chief is a crew chief. So what do I know? Anyways, going back to the whole Hendrick Motorsports deal, they've kind of been mediocre with Chase Elliott, and well, they've been doing really good with Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Let me rephrase: mediocre with William Byron. As far as Johnson, they've been really struggling, and it's been pretty obvious the last couple of years. And now Johnson is on his way out the door. He's only got 2 more races left, and then he's done. He's done from Cup competition, and that will mean Alex Bowman is going to jump into the 48. Byron staying at the 24, Chase Elliott staying at the 9. So now Kyle Larson goes to the number 5, which means the entire team is going to be filled with young guns. And I think with the fact that you've got Larson now driving for Hendrick Motorsports, obviously he's back in a Cup car, So it's going to take him a little bit to kind of get his rhythm, but for Larson, he's got raw talent, so it'll be pretty easy for him. As soon as he gets into a car and just drives, he'll probably get his rhythm back just like that. And so, I mean, it's like, that was my only concern, is just like, if he ended up signing on to a Cup team like Hendrick, how would he do? And is he going to be able to get his rhythm back? That was the only other concern that I had. But knowing of how Larson has got that raw talent, he's one of the few drivers in the sport that has that raw talent to just get in there and just drive and do really well. It might not take him all that long to get the rhythm of driving a Cup car kind of, back, if you know what I mean. But even then, it's an interesting call. It's an interesting news outlet to kind of talk about, and I'm actually pretty excited, but also a little nervous at the same time for Larson, just like because of the reasons that I had talked about. But really happy to see him back, and I really hope that he does really well. Maybe Hendrick Motorsports might get a second wind with these young guns, especially with the lineups that they're going to have next year with Larson, Elliott, Byron, and Bowman. And now Byron, now that he has Rudy Fugle on the pit box, he might do better. He might do just a little bit better. I'm not saying that Byron has sucked the last few years that he's had, like Darian Grubb and Chad Knaus on the pit box. Not saying that at all, because he's actually done pretty decent. But I think with Rudy Fugle on the pit box, he's going to do a little bit better. That's a little bit better, because knowing Rudy Fugle, I mean, he's actually made some pretty good and also gutsy calls at the same time that have worked out pretty well. So I think he'll do just that. So I think he'll do pretty good. Chase Elliott, I think he'll definitely be the same. But as far as Larson, that's kind of like, how's he going to do these first few races? More particularly, I'm more concerned with Larson. But just like I said, knowing of how he's got that raw talent and vice versa, and now that he's driving for one of the powerhouse teams of the entire sport, one of the powerhouse Chevy teams, I should say, it'll be interesting to see how he does. And I'm really thinking that 2021 for Hendrick is going to be a really good year if Larson ends up getting his rhythm back, which as I've been saying millions of times already, I really don't think it should be too big of a deal. So that's something to kind of watch out for. But anyways, that's going to do it for episode 5 of NASCAR Hot Take. This just is a very short episode. Yes, I know. In and out. But that's kind of what Hot Take is. It's kind of just come in, say your thoughts, throw in your 2 cents, get out. That's kind of it. But anyways, that's going to do it for episode 5 of NASCAR Hot Take. There will be another episode coming up tomorrow. This one is going to be about another Kyle. It's going to be about Kyle Busch. And you'll probably figure out real fast what I'm going to talk about on that episode. So be sure to tune into that tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Also, that will be the first episode on a Saturday. That will also be put on Halloween. So, yay. That'll actually be really nice. But anyways, thank you guys a lot for watching. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you have not considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so in order to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. And that about does it for me. I'll see you in the next one.